Praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Achakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who will and teach well. Peace of salutation to the 1144 first fruit. All right, so you see on my screen, I have a article here on Tell. I think it's Nigeria's news, and it says here this happened about 4 days ago. It says gunfire and chaos in Coup rumors. Ivory Coast on the brink of as uprising rocks. Um, Abidjan, if I'm saying that correctly, Abidjan, whatever. It says panic has gripped Ivory Coast's capital um, as gunfire echoed across the city in what appears to be the early stages of a military coup or large-scale civil uprising. It says reports emerging from the ground and social media suggests a volatile and fast unfolding crisis, which, with government visibility fading and internet access reportedly cut off across the nation. See, so they're gonna start. They're starting to experience that famine of the word as well. It says over the past 48 hours, at least 33 people are feared dead as clashes intensified in key areas of the capital. Now you got to understand these are all precursors to what's going to come in America. So it says 33 people are feared dead in key areas of the capital. You got to understand within your specific city, you got different type of how America has it broke down, different counties and different things. What in which cities in America are called metroplexes. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see. Bring this down here. So it says in aviation, a metroplex refers to a geographic area encompassing multiple airports serving as a major metropolitan area. These areas can be congested with airports in close proximity. Um, let's do metroplex definition real quick. It says a very large metropolitan area, um, especially one which is an aggregation of two or more cities. Like prime example of an aggregation of two or more cities is like Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, matter of fact, let's pull up a Google Maps. So let me download this shit. Okay, this is what I want. Now, this is what you would consider. This is Atlanta. This is not as much as you could say as a metroplex, but let's keep zooming out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to two really heavily known metroplexes. Okay. Um, let's go up north. We're gonna go into Maryland. Okay. So this is Washington or Washington D.C. All right. So that's D.C. And then you got Maryland touching it, which is all up over here. And then you got Virginia touching it, which is all up over here. And then you got, Baltimore up there and shit. So this is what you consider like a metroplex. And usually all of them have like a belt line. In this case, Washington, D.C.'s belt line is 495, which is just a highway that circles around the main city. Okay. Um, Baltimore as well, 695, whatever. All right. Um, Another good one, of course, which, like Baltimore is like 45 minutes away from DC. Another good one, you start coming into the island of New York. All right. You got New York and you got Newark, New Jersey. So it's like touching. And of course, you got your different type of cities which are on the island, which would be considered like a metroplex. All right. It's a metroplex full of, which we Matter of fact, let's get back to it. Metroplex definition, which is a very large metropolitan area. Let's get the word metropolitan real quick. Metropolitan definition relating to or don't denoting a metropolis. All right. What is metropolis? The capital or chief city of a country or region. Simple. So pretty much, you got so are often inclusive of its surrounding areas. So metropolitan is like cities that complement the main city. All right. You got to know this stuff in your particular area so you know how to get around. I highly suggest go get like a map of the city that you live in, because when the grid goes down, which it will, you need a physical map to understand. Here's the, I think, the perfect example of a metroplex: Dallas, Fort Worth. Both cities are literally touching each other. Of course, you got, you know, um, the main belt line for Dallas would could be considered 635, which goes around and shit, and you got I-20 and bullshit like that. But you have other complementing cities to the DFW Metroplex, aka Arlington, Irving, Garland, Plano, Frisco up north, DeSoto, Red Oak down south, you know, Mesquite, Rockwall, Euless, Keller, you know, all these over different cities that complement the whole area or metroplex. Okay, so going back to what's going on over in the other side of the world, I just had to break that down because it says 33 fear dead in key areas of the capital. So it may not actually be the capital, it may be just prominent cities that are complementing the capital. Okay, it says the unrest follows widespread dissatisfaction with the president. Not going to try to pronounce that. Administration accused of severe human rights abuse, increasing poverty, and maintaining deep ties with French influence. So they're in deep ties with the Edomites. This has a long-standing source nationalist resentment. All right, so that brings me to the first precept. Okay, and this is Second Ezra 15. I was trying to get straight to the point. Yeah, verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's exactly what we're seeing um, over here going on in the Ivory Coast. A coup is going to start rising, meaning that's the military going against the government. You know, you're going to start seeing that here in America too. You got movies that kind of like represent that. Prime example, the movie Civil War. Highly suggest to go watch that. All right. So pretty much, this is going on overseas, and this is just a precursor of what's gonna come to America. So man, just be. I'll say this, man. Just be prepared adequately. You know, at least, and of course, up your faith so you can get through these times because it's gonna get real touchy out here. Real touchy. You can't trust nobody. All right. So I just wanted to come with this quick hit to show you that things are going on overseas in these other countries. Doesn't mean, not doesn't mean, but those things that are going on there are going to touch the shores of America because this is the, like the scriptures say, city of unwalled villages. So be prepared, stay focused, stay locked into what's going on, stay locked in. If you have family members, whatever, whoever you care about, make sure they're locked in. Make sure you have a sufficient amount of whatever you need to, go through this spearheaded, because all of us are going to go through it. The whole world's going to be tested. Matter of fact, let's get that precept. As a matter of fact, let's get Matthew 24 as well, real quick. Matthew 24. Matter of fact, let me go back because I was going to save Matthew 27 for another lesson. Come on, man. Yeah, Matthew 24:12, and because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's why you don't trust nobody. But I want this one. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Literally, it says a rumor of a coup, which is war type material. It says, see that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so these things are going to come to pass, but the end is not yet. You have to stay strong and keep your faith. All right, so with that, we give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well, peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Till the next time, shalom, like always, repent, for the Lord's coming back sooner than what me and you believed. All right, shalom.